going to be comedy, but if you don't like it, it's storytelling, okay? Hello everyone, my name is Ahmed Imad Amran Rashid Omar Ahmad Rabia, but you can call me Ahmad. And the reason why I say it that way is because the ha in my name is something that non-Arabs struggle with. So I urge you to, in order to say my name properly, you have to kind of find the inner woman within. You have to moan. I know we've had a lot of porn references, but I'm trying to keep it as clean as possible. But you have to moan, and the more you exaggerate it, the better it sounds. So it's Ahmad, essentially. And it has to be a female moan, not a male moan. I've heard those are not the right ones. And it most definitely is not the kh sound. Dutchies, please. There's no it's Ahmad, please. Thank you. Yeah, so as you can see by the makeup, by the bracelets, by the colors, I'm obviously a preacher. But as Muhammad mentioned, I'm a homosexual preacher, and I believe in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. I sound confused. Well, confusion runs right through me and through my generations. And essentially, I don't think I'm confused, but I sound confused. That's quite confusing. Yeah, so the reason why I became what I am today is honestly a long story. And primarily it has to do with mental health once again. I appreciate you for talking about anorexia because my mental health disorder, I don't like that word disorder because it means that you're out of order and I feel like there's a benefit to it. We'll get to the benefit soon, I hope. And essentially, I've had multiple psychoses, and I have mania, and I suffer from mania, and I have medication for mania that is prescribed to me by the doctors. So I'm clinically insane. How's everybody's Dutch level in this room? Do you guys speak Dutch? Do you know the fluency? If you're Dutch, raise your hand, just to kind of get, okay, so it's like about a 50-50. So I'm gonna say the joke in Dutch and then explain it in English first. The name is gestoord. Prettig gestoord, which means I'm happily crazy. I'm not suffering from my insanity, I'm enjoying it very, very much. And a part of my insanity, the first time I had my psychosis was in 2022 when I lost my partner, and I kind of lost my mind a few months later. And my first psychosis made me think that I was Jesus Christ. Yeah, like I was the second coming of Jesus. I'm like, he's due any minute now, so I might as well come now. It might as well be me. I'm from the Middle East. I'm from Palestine, so it kind of makes sense. And my name is in the Bible, and the Quran and the Torah, but mostly in the Quran at the moment. The Bible and the Torah, not so much. So I had a little bit of confusion, and I thought I was Jesus, and I wanted to be a drag queen preacher, which I call the pineapple pizza of philosophies. Some people love it, but the rest of the world thinks you're crazy. Unfortunately, this pineapple pizza is one that I don't think anybody wants. Like, the religious people don't want a homosexual preacher. The homosexuals don't want a religious preacher. So, like, literally, I'm preaching to myself and only myself, and nobody's following, but I'm having a good time. So I invite you all to join along with me. But if you look at the religions and you kind of see the devastation, the damage, the oppression, the confusion, the deaths, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. You kind of see so much frustration, sadness, and you're like, I thought God was love. I thought God was supposed to bring us closer to where we're supposed to be. Yet everywhere I see, people don't follow religion because they're like, it's oppression, it's hatred, it's confusion, it's denial, and honestly, I'm not exactly sure that comes from God. I don't think you can blame God for the people that are preaching in the name of religion. The one book that I'm studying at the moment, the Quran, infamously owned, well, not infamously owned, just owned by the Muslims, is essentially a book about tolerance and kindness and patience. So I find it a little bit confusing why people would, spread hate and spread shit around it. And back to my confusion, essentially, during my first psychosis, I thought that I was Jesus Christ. But obviously I'm not Jesus because I told him my name is Ahmed. My second psychosis, I thought that I was God, but this time I was ready for the metaphor. Because the first time it was Jesus, that we're all Jesus, and we're all the sons of God. But this time I was like, I'm God, but in the sense that we're all God. We're all created in God's image, and we're all equal to be here. And essentially we all have the same rights to exist. And then, most recently, my last psychosis is that I am neither Jesus nor God, but I am Ahmed. And Ahmed's also in the Quran, as I told you, and it's the name of in the Quran it says, after Jesus, there's a mention that there's going to be another messenger of God by the name of Ahmed. Literally, my name's in the book. But all the Muslims know that the prophets, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, said that his name was Muhammad and Ahmad. That sounds a little confusing to me, if you don't mind. And essentially, my belief, even to this day, is that I am the messenger of God. That's insane, right? Look at me. I've got paint on my face, I've got paint on my nails, I'm very fabulous, I'm very, very gay. Why would God choose his messenger to be a homosexual? Or a sinner? And I've sinned all the 7 sins. Pride, sloth, envy, wrath, greed, you name it, I've done it twice times over. It's confusing. But I kind of think that's the point. I think the whole point of it is that I am a sinner and that I am able to seek redemption by prayer and able to seek redemption by aligning with God and to be a better person. And that's kind of lead by example. So I've been sinning. So if you follow what I've been doing, then you realize that's what not to do. I'm the example of what not to be in order to kind of, well, let's just say the first half of my life was what not to be. Hopefully this next half is a lot better than what's happening so far. But yeah. As I said, I have this weird, crazy disbelief? Yeah, sure, that works. I have this weird belief that I am the messenger of God. And I have a message to all of you. I'm not the messenger of God. I think everyone's the messenger of God, but everyone's also the messenger of the devil. So you have a kind of like half and half between every person. You never know if what they're telling you to do is pushing you closer towards love or further towards hate. And it's very hard to be a human being. It's very hard to make the right decisions. You don't know what to do, you don't know where to go. And that's why we need the books. And that's why I'm studying the books, and I'm studying them bit by bit, step by step, to kind of figure out what is good and what is bad, what is holy, what I consider love and appreciation and support, and what is control and oppression and denial. And I want to be able to separate the two. So, am I crazy or am I the messenger of God? I don't know. Honestly, there's no proof to either claim. There's no proof that I am. There's no proof that I am not. I know that the Muslims will say that that the Prophet Muhammad was the last prophet. I'm not a prophet, by the way, just in case. I'm a messenger, not a prophet. The Prophet Muhammad was the last prophet, but he was also a messenger. I believe that I'm also a messenger, but not a prophet. And the Lord said, "Let there be light." Well, that's all my time for today. Again, if you didn't like it, it was storytelling. Thank you very much for your time.
Right, the last storyteller before the break.